Welcome to Crow on a Perch in the Existential Cowboy, Never Growing Void, that will inevitable close in eternal dread, Phase 1. I am Liam. This is Eric.
We're currently
haunted.
We're currently cursed by the crow itself. It's taking over the camera.
And, because of that cursing...
Specifically only because of this cursing.
Yes. We've decided to take a break from the podcast.
We're taking a tiny break. Oh my god! And the video get even worse. This is so
This is
funny.
hilarious.
Okay, let's revel in this really quick.
This is awesome.
But this is a candid podcast. We set up the camera and we're like, all right, we got to make a very serious message for the world to know. And our camera, like it looks like we're taking. This is our video to send out to the world that we're locked in a basement and we need help. This is the creepy video at the start of Saw. Like I don't even know what to say.
We don't. Side note, we don't actually need help. We are okay.
We're fine.
We're doing great. I'm busy. Eric's busy. Eric's about to move. I'm finishing up school. So we're going to consider this the end of season 1.
Yeah,
this is season 1 of the podcast. I think we've learned some things. We've established ourselves. We've learned even just like ourselves about who we are more.
So much.
Me especially.
Yeah. After
hearing like what I've said and reflected on it, moving on.
We've learned a lot of things, and we came into this podcast knowing that if you learn something from this, that's great. If you enjoy it, that's great. But the podcast was always because we want to do it, not because we're here to appease for an audience or blah 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 blah. It was because we wanted to do it and it'd be fun, and we learned things from it.
It's also like it's a nice little start into like just making a little bit of content online, just especially like a little bit more relaxed ourselves, exploring ourselves, and I think that's something that we want to see more of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna take like a couple months off.
Well, I can explain what we might be doing.
Sure.
So I know we're going to be taking a break at least till January, February. I am moving to BC. Liam is working on school and all that jazz. So our previous guest, who we'd had, Megan, I'll be going to BC with Megan. So Megan may be the next host with me for a while, depending if we get her going or not. And then Liam can join in later once we're back or whatever else. We're going to figure it out as we go.
We might switch to a virtual format.
Yeah, you never know. We're just going to see what happens. Yeah. Until then, like I know at least myself, there will be another season of the podcast. I know I want to continue some sort of podcast or video sort of videography kind of thing for AllsCherry in general. Hosts may switch around. I know this. Whenever I bring up anything involving AllsCherry, the ghost of AllsCherry shows up. Actually, yeah, this is an experimental art piece. That's why it's so screwy.
Yeah.
But until then, until season 2, AllsCherry in general will be working on a lot of stuff. We have an album coming out soon. New comic books will be coming out. I'm going to be doing some fairs and all that in BC. So if you're in BC, then you can check out our stuff that we'll be doing. Liam's going to be working on school. Working to, make the world a better place. I think that's what we both choose to do, though, right?
That's what we do.
In 2 different ways of schools of thought, which is okay.
But they overlap, I think.
They do, and that's why we know.
That's why we do this together.
Yeah,
at certain times. But I might be taking a break from the podcast a little bit because I want to figure out a little bit more who I am. So yeah.
Well, and this is what we had a big discussion, like a 2-hour discussion before this episode about ourselves. Like there's a point at which you need to know and love yourself before you can really put yourself out there in a way. So, and Liam has learned a lot about that in the last little while with these episodes.
Oh yeah.
You can't confidently be yourself unless you're confident in yourself. So, and that's the same with me too. And it took me a really long time to learn that, and I'm still learning it. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed season 1 at least. It was a friggin' blast doing it for everyone who was watching it and listening.
It was fun. We hope you enjoyed, and I hope you can look forward to once we come back in a while.
Season 2 will happen. Get excited.
Get excited.
Is that all she wrote? I think that's all she wrote.
We're off the perch.
We're off the perch.